Hey guys, welcome back to the Operation Room. I'm Olivia.
I'm Robbie, and today we have another guest on our show, Carson.
Welcome to our
Hi,
podcast.
Carson.
We're so
Hi,
excited to
baby.
have you. Hi.
Very, very happy to be here.
Carson,
Very
when
happy.
is the last time that we saw you? Let's start.
2021. It was 2021 because I know it was after the pandemic. Rat.
The what?
No, it wasn't the rat apartment. Your birthday. It was your birthday because we all stood in front of
Was I there?
25.
You remember the one that I saw you in like the VIP private room at that big club, and we were like downstairs with all the drag queens. It was this big club, and I was with Britta Filter, and I went there, and then you were with Nikki Doll.
What? Oh, no.
It was
the
in
Q.
No, I don't think it was the
Was it
Q.
Q?
No, there was this like random like VIP room downstairs that we were at.
Was this after COVID?
I think it was after. It might have been. It might have been like when COVID
Was I
started up
wasted?
again. Yeah.
Yeah. See.
I mean, so was
Oh
I.
man, you don't
See,
remember.
No, I
It was a
don't remember.
private room, like in the basement.
And was there a ton of champagne bottles?
Yes.
Yeah, I was.
Honey. He
Oh
doesn't
my
remember.
gosh.
I was fucked up.
Oh.
Yeah.
So Carson and I went to the same high school,
Yes.
the Chicago Academy for the Arts in Chicago,
Yes.
and we were in the same grade, and we were both musical theater majors, right?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it's like the LaGuardia of
It's the
Chicago.
LaGuardia.
You were a
of
musical
Chicago.
theater major?
Yeah.
Yeah, girl. I went to college for musical theater.
Oh.
I
Did
did
you
it
come in as a
all
freshman?
through. No, sophomore.
Okay.
And I did musical theater all through high school.
And
So-
you went to some high school in Chicago or in Illinois.
Public school,
Oh.
New Trier, but it's a giant high school. So there were
Why didn't I know
1,100.
that?
There were 1,100 people that graduated my
The
class.
schools are so big.
The massive.
And then
Massive.
our arts high school had like how many people in musical theater? Like
20.
20 people.
Wait, maybe max.
Like 20 people freshman through senior. I think because
I
I
think
remember
so. I
my
think
graduating
so.
class of musical theater 2010, we had 5 people. One of them got expelled, so 4.
Who got expelled?
Marley got expelled for smoking weed in the bathroom with Billy Baker.
I would have been with her.
So she got expelled. So there ended up being, I think there was me, Bella, Sydney, and Max. There was literally
Yes.
4 people in my graduating class for musical theater. Yeah.
That is crazy.
Our school had
Yeah.
like 200 people max
I think so.
in the whole school.
I think so.
Yeah, it's a great school.
Wait, so you guys didn't have like a sound design department? Like you were just.
I wish they
Theater.
did. I wish they did. They had visual arts. They had music, which was like jazz vocal, and then like all the other instruments like drums, bass.
And then you ended up transferring to music department later, right?
No, that was Ross.
Oh, okay, cool.
That was
sorry.
Ross. No, you're
Wrong
fine.
gay.
Tall gay. We all are like.
That's all gays. Wrong one. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Okay, so and then you left. You did sophomore year, junior year, and then you bounced
Yeah, I was
before senior year.
I think I entered in being like, oh my god, I hope everybody likes me, and then I overdid it, and then nobody liked me, and I was like, I have to leave.
Yeah.
So I finished, and then I moved out to New York in August of 2014.
Oh, so you've been here for a minute.
Bitch, I've been here
9 years.
Yeah, it'll be 10 years in August.
Yeah.
Which is nuts.
Gee.
I'm at 11 years.
No,
I've only 6. On
you've
and
been here
off.
11 years.
11 years. Well, I went to college at AMDA, which was 2012. And now we're in
What?
2024. So
Well,
that's
Robbie
11
also
years.
grew up here in Jersey, so you're
Yeah, but not the city.
not the city,
Yeah.
but still like in the tri-state area.
I have a weakness for Jersey accents. When yours comes out on the
You want me to
pod,
talk to you a little bit? You want from Jersey?
my basement just flooded.
Yeah.
I swear to God.
I thought it just got a
It's-
little wet too. Shit.
It's-
Robbie is hot. That is a fact. When we first reconnected, I was definitely like, oh wow, like I forgot like how hot you are.
Fuck
So
you.
hot. So
no,
hot.
like not a bad thing. That's a good thing.
Would you hook up with me?
No.
Well, do you want to know? Don't stop. Don't stop.
You know whose lips I want to kiss though? Carson's, because they're so juicy and beautiful. Your
And
lips are so
natural.
gorgeous. Look at this, natural lips. We'll get a zoom in on that. Yeah, your face is beautiful. We were talking about what Carson uses for face regimens.
Wait, what's the name of the cream that you use? It's like
No.
Aquaphor. Aquaphor. Because Dallas
It's
told me that.
Vaseline. No, it's Aquaphor.
It's this really expensive. You can't get it in the United States. It's only European, and it's like it's designer. Cher uses it sometimes. It's called Vaseline.
No, it's not Vaseline. It's Aquaphor.
No, it's Vaseline.
Oh, Vaseline. Okay.
and then I put vitamin E oil on.
But look at
And
how good.
I cake it on my face when I'm home alone. So like I'll be home and it looks like I have the most oily skin because I'm so afraid of having wrinkles.
You don't want wrinkles.
No.
Yeah,
Bitch, you
well,
do
No.
not have a wrinkle in sight.
Yeah, you don't have wrinkles.
You don't have a wrinkle
I'm gonna
in
get
sight.
Botox
Thank
pretty
you.
Soon, probably.
You should. It's preventative.
And I want to get
You
my
have
lips done.
Great skin too.
Thank
You
you.
both have fucking great
Oh,
skin.
thank you.
And the
Yeah.
idea that you probably do less skin routine than me, because I'm a fucking crazy motherfucker.
Well,
I'm
no,
like,
I do a lot though. I do the snail mucin. I do snail mucin. I do vitamin C, snail mucin,
Yes.
eye cream.
What the heck is
Yes.
snail mucin?
See?
It's like the snail semen, I think. Is it snail semen?
Like
Well,
real snail semen?
I
Oh
just
my
found out
God.
what snailing is.
What
That's
is
it.
that?
It's when you shart your pants and then you walk around.
You've been snailing. You snailing, bitch.
How
You
did
snailing,
you?
bitch.
How did you come up with? How did you learn that term?
Well, because when I was on a lot of pills and I was drinking,
When you before rehab.
yeah, before rehab, I had my friend Corey and Allie over, and I got up immediately and went to the bathroom. And Corey said to Allie, and I just found this out like days ago. She told me that Corey said that I was snailing,
Oh my God.
and Allie said, "What the fuck is
Did
that?"
they smell it?
I don't think so, but he could tell by the way I was walking. So like,
Whoa, you were walking with like your legs out a little bit.
I don't remember. I like that
You were
night
just
is a
fucked up.
blur.
Yeah.
I ate Alfredo on the floor
Oh.
and then
Oof.
put on a 1920s dress and then snailed to the bathroom.
You snail to the bathroom.
Wow.
Yeah, but I would always go around and be like, "Who wants to drink champagne?" And
Yeah,
they'd be
right.
like, they'd
you
be
loved champagne. That
"Oh,
was like your drink of choice.
swear to God, my blood,
Craved
like,
it.
well,
Was
it was
champagne.
just made up of it because I could
Yeah.
down 2 bottles and wake up
why did
and
you-
be like,
Why did you
Ow.
love champagne that much? Like that was
Ow.
your drink of choice.
so good.
Did
It's
you not
so
get a
good.
headache?
No, that's why I think like my blood became bubbles.
Your blood became champagne.
You got bubbly
Yeah,
blood.
bubbly
So-
blood,
Oh
baby.
my gosh.
Do all music producers like champagne? Is that like a music producer thing? Or is it just like a personal preference?
Well, champagne
It's
is
a
amazing.
It is, but I like every day was a fucking party, and even if it was
But
the
doesn't-
worst fucking day, I'd be like,
Okay,
well,
so
it's a good
but
day
don't
for
pills
champagne.
don't pills make you more constipated and not have like diarrhea, snail poop?
Opiates
Like-
do.
Yeah, opiates.
do.
And so were you doing opiates?
yes.
And what are opiates? Can you
they're
give us an example?
oxycodone,
hmm
fentanyl,
Is that Oxycontin?
heroin?
Were you doing fentanyl or heroin?
I was taking a pill form of fentanyl, so it was
Holy
like
shit.
it was
And you can get it at the
controlled.
hospital.
I did not know.
Yeah,
okay,
I was
wait.
on a ton of
Let's
shit.
switch gears really quick. Okay, so
So Carson was a pill
so
popper.
Carson recently opened up to us about going to rehab for what did you go to rehab for?
I went to rehab for everything.
for just like doing pills.
For life.
It was well when I checked in to detox, there was Xanax, Valium, Librium, Triazolam, and alcohol in my system, and Lexapro and Wellbutrin. So it was like there was a lot. There was Percocet.
Ooh, you were on some
Because
perks?
you can get
Jesus
Percocet
Christ.
and Xanax, but I don't think I'd taken it.
Carson, how were
Before.
you like
alive.
functioning?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Because you started doing all this stuff like before I was seeing you in New York. This was
Yeah,
after
yeah.
I was seeing you, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
I was seeing you like before the pandemic, and then so did this happen during the pandemic?
No. This happened. It started in August of 22, and then it really got bad. I would say October of 22, and then by December it was like it was out of control. It was out of control, and by January at the end of January I was in rehab.
I'm like
It was-
I had no idea that you were going through that. I just want to say like super proud of you for like going to rehab and
And
fucking
now
getting
you're
through that.
sober.
Oh, thank you.
Right?
I am,
Carson?
yeah. No,
Yeah.
I don't.
Do you
I
not
don't
do you
drink
do
or
nothing like you don't drink, you don't do anything?
I mean, I'm on a mood stabilizer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
And-
that still counts as being sober.
Yeah, no,
right?
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't smoke weed. I don't do any
Wow.
opiates. I don't drink. Yeah.
How strong were the Oxycontin pills that you were on? Like,
My
can't that stuff kill you?
Well, if you fuck with it,
If you overdose on it.
yeah, if
Okay.
you fuck with it too much, it can. Like that was Heath Ledger. Heath Ledger
yeah.
was he
Like
had a
how many
really
milligrams
bad,
were you taking?
I don't know because it was from Mexico.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
And
I
how did
had
you get
I had
these
How did you
friends,
know what you were
I had
taking?
Friends bring it from
Mexico.
Mexico.
Holy
I had
shit.
2 psychiatrists. And whatever I couldn't get from them because the New York state law makes it like visible. You can see what somebody's on. But this was right before I think right before they passed that law, which is like,
So they didn't know.
so they
no
didn't know.
record.
So I had 2 psychiatrists and whatever I couldn't get from them because they can only give you so much like
Yeah.
controlled substances.
Yeah.
I would get from Mexico.
Right, because you can get anything in Mexico.
Over the
any
counter.
pills, anything at the pharmacy, they're there.
Yeah,
You
it's over
can
the
get
counter.
this over the counter in Mexico.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean it's
Yes.
expensive, but yeah,
Is it really expensive?
yeah. It's like I mean
I didn't think it was that expensive.
it's like $25 a pill for Percocets. It's
For
not,
perks,
yeah,
for
it's
perks
not
out in
cheap.
Mexico,
It's not
but
cheap.
you can get it over the counter if you just ask for it. It's so easy.
Somebody's gonna watch this and be like,
Yeah,
Chip
no.
Advisor.
That's the thing.
American, I have points.
Well, yeah, at least they're not giving fentanyl in those pharmaceutical drugs in Mexico. Like fentanyl is
Yeah.
the fentanyl overdoses are happening from drugs
Yeah.
that are being bought on the streets. So test your drugs. That's important.
I was
That's actually a
buying-
topic that I wanted to talk about.
Well, I was buying Percocets off the street at one point.
Oh fuck!
But it was before
In Mexico?
fentanyl. No,
No.
here. But it was before fentanyl was even on the scene.
Yeah, well,
So-
fentanyl's always been on the scene.
But
But
how
it-
did you know what you were getting?
But
Like,
you don't. That's the scary
But
thing.
you can
is
also test
you
it.
don't. Yeah, but then I've heard that like by the time you test it, it's like half of the pill or half the bag is gone. Because they're
And
like
then you want your drugs.
yeah, and they're like it's a grain of sand. It could be in there, so you're like shaking your bag. You're like, fuck,
and then
where
it's all
are you?
gone. Yeah.
And so then you pour it out, and you're like, oh, there was no fentanyl in it, thank
Oh,
God. But now all your
yeah.
drugs are gone.
No, your drugs are gone. Right.
Right.
So,
But I do think it's really important to test your drugs. There are test
Very
kits that you can get that are
important.
for free. Well, we'll put a link in this video, but like you can get free drug tests, and I think that it's so important to test your drugs, and we're gonna try to normalize that. Like it's starting to happen where we're normalizing drug testing. Please, there's too many overdoses happening from fentanyl.
there's so many,
it's
and
really
keep
scary.
Narcan in the house.
Yeah,
I think
we
now
have
you
it
can buy
here.
it.
Wait, what's
you
Narcan?
do?
Can you
Good.
explain that
Good.
to me? What
Good
is
gay.
Um,
Good gay.
So Narcan
it's
is
a
essentially
shot.
it's like
No, it's an
no,
inhaler.
it's an inhaler. So it's like if you're overdosing on drugs, you literally just inhale it and it brings you right back to life. Like it takes you right out of the OD. Yeah.
Mhm.
So everybody should have that in their house. So
Especially the gays.
Because
Right.
there's stuff happening to people's drinks when you go out.
the gays now aren't even drinking. The gays are going out and doing G, and they're
is
just
this a new drug.
No,
it's not new, but like the gays literally will go out and they like have these little where they measure it and they know how much to take every so often.
Yeah.
And essentially it's a drug that just makes you feel drunk.
Well, you have to dose it, and you can't mix alcohol with it. I made that mistake.
Right.
Oh
And
my
you, it's really, really bad.
So is G like?
Doctors don't even know what the long-term effects of G are
Well,
because
they-
it hasn't been out long enough,
They
right?
know that it's like it promotes muscle growth and enhancement, but like
No, but do they know the long-term effects?
I don't
Because
know.
how long has G been out?
I mean, that's been out since the 80s.
Really?
I think so, yeah,
Yeah.
because it's a date rape drug.
Well, it used to be used as a date rape drug,
Right.
but now it's literally used like people are date raping themselves, essentially. Like they're
Pretty
roofing
much.
themselves.
Pretty
But if
much.
you dose it, you don't have to drink.
Is it like
you know?
ketamine?
No,
Have
ketamine
you
is a
done G?
horse.
Well,
No.
it's a similar
I've never done G.
like transition because well,
Well,
no.
ketamine is a horse tranquilizer.
Yeah.
And G is what? I don't even know what the category of G is. Like what? I think it's like
a
man-made, right?
chemical.
It's a chemical.
I think it's man-made.
Yeah.
I think it's
Oh.
man-made. Yeah.
Girl, I don't know enough about this shit to talk about it. All I know is just be fucking careful if you're doing this shit.
I'm gonna start
Be
testing my
careful.
drugs more,
Just
that's
be
all I know.
careful. Just be careful and be mindful and have precautions nearby.
100%.
And drug tests at home.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, what are you gonna lose by
Testing
having
drugs.
Narcan or any sort of drug tester in your apartment? What are you gonna lose? Like a
Right.
couple bucks?
Maybe,
Like
yeah.
When and how did you realize you were like, okay, it's time for me to fucking make a change and like go to rehab? Like, when was that moment for you?
there was a period of a couple days where I was just mixing everything. And
were you able to hold your head up, like, or were you just like, ugh?
It would be like, it's a really, you can get into a really toxic habit. Like with, for example, when you're on Adderall, you get so wired. By the end of the day, you're like, okay, I need something to calm my system. So you'll take like a Klonopin or a Xanax or, Valium. And then that'll calm you down. And then the next day you're doing it again and again. But your body builds up a tolerance to some of these drugs. So then you have to increase the dose.
Up, down, up, down, up, down.
Up, down, up, down. And then you drink on it and it's just like, ooh. But I was mixing a ton. And for a couple of days, and I wasn't eating because I was on Adderall. So all that, like, I was on like liquid diet, so like alcohol and pills. And I woke up one day and I swear to God,
you thought you were dead.
I did the first day of 2023.
January 1st.
January 1st. And I have a very private, secret Instagram. Nobody follows it. It's just entries, like little journal entries. And there's a post all about it. And it's on the first day of 2023. And I had taken, it was New Year's Eve, and I had Percocets on me. And I was wasted, like beyond wasted. I had taken 4 Percocets. And I woke up next to my bed, and I was fully clothed, and outside I couldn't even see downstairs. It was so foggy and it was bright, and nobody was in the house. This is when I was going to
Wait, why was it foggy? Inside it was foggy?
No, outside.
Oh, outside.
And so I was so messed up in my mind. I was like, I did it. I'm dead. I'm dead. Nobody was awake in the house, and it was dead silent. And I was like, I'm in fucking purgatory. And so I crawled into bed and I went to sleep, and I woke up. So luckily that I didn't die. But
you thought you were dead.
But fast forward to later that month, I was taking a bunch of shit. I was taking a bunch of pills, and I was drinking a ton. And I swear to God, I heard a voice when I woke up. I don't remember going to sleep because it just knocks you out. And I swear to God, I heard a voice in my head when I woke up saying, you are surviving. You are like cutting the line of survival. It was, you are surviving. You need to learn how to live again. And I was like,
a voice in your head just randomly said that.
Fucking randomly.
Was it like a person that you could recognize?
No.
Or it was just like a being.
It was literally like a message received. And I was like,
you're like, okay.
Fuck, okay.
Right.
All right. So I spent a couple of days with my friend Allie. And then about a week later, my sister, my mom, Allie, my friend Corey, my ex, all set up an intervention. I woke up and I walked into the room and I was like,
in your apartment?
Yeah. I was like, okay.
Wait, you just woke up one day and everybody was there?
Yeah.
Like
my sister was visiting, and I didn't know that everybody else would be there. And I woke up.
Oh my God.
And I walked out.
In?
Yeah, they flew in.
Oh
yeah,
my
they
gosh.
flew in. So, and they all sat around. They were like, so we have letters about how much you mean to us. And
this is really fierce.
And it was so fucking fierce. I mean, it was such a testament of their love for me. Like, and they went through all their letters, which are so moving and so beautiful. And they're like, we want you to go to rehab. And I said, okay, under one condition. I go in July. This is in January. And they were like, we think it's more pressing. Why do you want to go in July? And I was like, because New York City is just fucking hot and miserable in July, and I'd love to get out of the city. And they were like,
they're like, you're going now.
When can you go? And so I went after the Glam Awards in 2023. Yeah.
Wow.
So
I'm so proud of you. That's fucking awesome. Good for you. And also, like, good for your family too. Your family and your friends. Like, you know, you know what it is? It's like not everybody is fortunate enough to have people that fucking care about them that much. That can like,
or
they're
scared to tell you the truth. That they're scared to tell you that you're gonna die if you keep going that way.
True.
Like that's a hard thing to tell someone. You know, one time I tried doing that to one of my friends, and they just got pissed. And they actually had like a severe alcohol problem, and they just got pissed.
Right.
I was trying to confront them. I guess it wasn't my place.
You can only do so much. Do you know what I mean? Like that's the sad thing that I've learned over like the last year is like if somebody's really struggling, you can
offer your support.
you
but
can offer your
it's up to the
support and your
person.
thoughts. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. Like that's
Yeah.
why Al-Anon exists.
Oh my gosh, you're kind of like a horse. You remind me of a horse.
Well, I've done a
If
lot
you
of
can
ketamine.
be an animal.
I've done a lot of ketamine, so I could be at this point.
Yeah, you would be a horse. I would be a dog, a little puppy.
Well, you know,
Robbie would be.
I think I'd be a fox.
I could see you more of like a bear.
A bear.
Like a big bear, like a daddy bear.
on
Oh, I know, cuddle puddle. Can you talk a little bit about, because I know you make music and I've seen you on like interviews with famous people talking about how you're like making AI stuff happen, or like you're like figuring out AIs. What was that whole interview that you did?
So that was for ABC.
And what did you talk about?
I talked about AI and its potential effects on the music industry. And I love AI. Like I
Me too.
love it.
Robbie's scared of it.
I'm scared of robots taking over the world.
Well, you saw it at the festival when you were in Minneapolis.
Yes. When I tripped on acid.
Yeah, was it Minnesota or Minneapolis?
It was Minnesota.
It was Minnesota.
No, Minneapolis. Same thing.
Minneapolis.
Oh, it was Minneapolis. Yeah. But
Wait, where is
Minneapolis, Minnesota? Minneapolis is in Minnesota, right?
Robbie?
I don't know. Can we phone a friend?
Let's phone a friend. No, but yeah, I saw that robots were taking over the world, and I know it sounded crazy on the podcast, but
No, it
true.
didn't, because I watched it and I was like, well, she's not wrong.
Okay, so what were they interviewing you about?
They were interviewing me about my thoughts on AI and as a producer, the positives and the negatives, but I was more arguing the positives. Like it's a creative tool that I'm fascinated by, because I've always been fascinated by art and technology and where
Very big on technology.
where they interlap. And I had written, the producer asked,
You like changed it into Adele's voice or something, right?
I'd written an original song, recorded my vocals, and then turned it into Adele, and then I produced it.
We'll play a clip on here.
Well,
Hopefully we can.
I produced it, and so they brought me in to interview me, and it was like probably like an hour 15 of an interview, and I got no questions before, so I was kind of scared shitless. I didn't know what was gonna happen.
Right.
But I talked about the positive effects, and the main thing that I mentioned was like you can pitch it as a proof of concept to an artist. So as them, like if you're like, hey, I wrote this song, I think it'd be really great if like
you did this.
If you did this, here you go, and
this is how you're gonna sound on it, bitch.
Yeah, some like a rough sketch. So
it's so cool, Carson. I love that.
I love it too. I mean, I got put with like Earth Gang, who was talking about how much they hate AI and how it's like
it's taking over the world and it's a scary thing.
Yeah, and how it's corrupting music, and I understand it, but when they put me next to it, I was like the Sazzer one, being like, no, like it's great. So I sort of got a little bit of the villain edit, but by the end, I think
not the villain edit.
I did.
Blame it on the edit.
I did watch. I had friends reach out being like, hey, so you were great, but you kind of got the villain edit, and I was like, I know, but overall I loved the piece. I thought it was really cool.
That's fucking
very
awesome.
fun. So
can you talk a little bit about what you do? I want to hear it from the horse's mouth. So tell us a little bit about what you do, who you work with, and your creative journey in New York City.
I'm a music producer, so I put.
What is the definition of a music producer for those that don't know?
So there's 4 elements of production. There's recording, writing, mixing, and mastering, and
you do it all.
Yeah. So
Carson has a beautiful voice.
Thank you. Work with, drums, keys, synthesizers, and so you can sonically build a whole song. So that's what I do. I put a lot of sounds together, and I make them sound good.
You're working from home and you're at your little desk.
Yeah, I'm a hermit.
And where do you live in New York?
I live up in Harlem. Harlem.
Do you write the music for the artists? Because you work with Laguna a lot, right?
Yeah.
You don't write her. She writes her own music, right?
She's such a good writer.
Ooh, that's
Yeah.
She is like beyond. So there are songs that she's written and brought in or sent me over like a voice memo.
She's like humming something or like saying like the lyric or whatever, and she sends it over and you make it happen.
Yeah, and then there's stuff that I've co-written, and then she sang a song of mine called "Still Around" that I wrote back in like 2019, and it just depends on the artist. Like, artists will pitch like demos, and I'll be like, yes, this is something that I feel like I can bring something to the table with, or I don't think I'm
like, I don't have interest.
Well, not so much that I don't have interest, but just that I don't know if it would be. It's my area. Yeah, it's not my area of expertise.
Okay, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
So, as a singer who's looking for a song, I want to sing a song. Like, is it easier for a producer like you to like for someone like me to come up to you and have an idea already?
Yes.
Like have an idea, or is it easier
so much easier?
Damn.
So it is so much easier.
I want someone to write for me. You know what I mean? Like, how do I find that? I want to find a ghostwriter. How do I find that?
You want to be her ghostwriter?
You just gotta find it. You just gotta keep reaching out to people on Instagram.
If I mean, I would say collaborate with other musicians in New York.
I'm trying to do that.
But
your knee is so shiny.
Oh my God, Vaseline.
It's Vaseline.
No, I
keeping that knee nice and tight. I know. I was kidding. I was also kidding along with you. So
but
it's
just
easier for me to come to you with a song that's already written, and you're like, "Work, okay, I can produce this. Pay me, blah blah blah." This much.
Or even just like a hook, which is like the chorus, or an idea of a song. I get people asking me for beats, and I don't like.
You don't do that.
Part of it is I just don't have the time.
But you can make a lot of money, right? Like selling beats to people, because people will pay for that shit, right? Or no?
Yeah, you can, but it's also like a lot of like unpaid time.
Right.
Like it's I'm very lucky in that I have a lot of projects that I have going on at once.
That you're getting paid for.
That I'm getting paid up for, and that I've already signed on to do. So by the end of the day, I'm like, I shut my laptop, but occasionally I'll feel inspired to just make a beat, and I'll have like a little folder of beats, but it's very rare, just because my plate is already full.
You already have your project. You can only do so many projects at once. I mean, I am doing this podcast. I'm about to open a business, and I sing in bars. I'm done. I'm filled to the max. I'm fucking tired. I am tired. You only can do so much as a human. I wish I could do more. I wish I can be a producer, like start to make my own beat. No one has time to fiddle around and make their own shit anymore. We're tired. We're booked.
She's all a worker.
All of us have like 5 jobs.
Right. Look, I split my screen sometimes because I'm just doing so much at one time.
Yeah, Robbie has a couple screens.
We're in New York, and the city is so expensive.
I know.
So to keep things up and running alone is like,
they say you have to make like over $100,000 to live in New York City and be comfortable. And
I have an answer.
So you work a lot with Laguna Blue.
Yes.
I think Laguna Blue is so fucking good.
Ooh.
She is.
She's so good. And honestly, look up Laguna if you don't know her. I think she's underrated. I think she's underrated. I think she's doing a lot that drag queens are not. Obviously, drag is not easy, right? But she's doing drag is not easy at all. But I feel like
so many elements talking about multiple things at once, and this is why I love working with drag queens. Is like, not only do they have an encyclopedic knowledge of music and pop music, but they're also multi-talented. Right. They dance, they can do makeup, they have good.
They do everything, everything. But on top of that, and here's the thing, is like there are so many drag queens in New York City that I feel like people like really underestimate how much goes into the art of drag, right? And Laguna does all of that, but then on top of it, as a performer watching her, she's like creating music and fucking music videos and all the shit. She's doing hustling. She's doing things that not many other drag queens are doing. She's like creating this like next level standard to drag.
Well, and she's such a brilliant writer. Yeah. That her music is such an easy listen and such a nice listen too. It's not.
She's like a literal fucking. She's like a pop star.
I think, absolutely. I think she's overlooked. I'll say that. I think she's overlooked.
I'm excited for the documentary that's being produced to come out so people could see her life. I've seen every version. I think I've seen, Austin, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I've seen a lot of the versions that, have you seen the documentary yet?
Yeah.
Which
I
version?
saw it when it was like 45 minutes.
Yeah, it's completely changed. It's down to like 15 minutes now.
I know for film festival submissions, you have to cut it down to 15 minutes, which I think I'm like,
it's crazy because
fit that into 15 minutes.
Listen, Stevie and Austin put in work on this documentary. You guys
Austin had like 50 hours of home video footage.
Went through
VHS
everything,
and like the small tapes too. Went through everything.
And like he sits there.
Talk about talented. Oh my god!
It went from, I think it went from 45. The first version I saw of the documentary, I think it was like 45 minutes. I think now it's down to 15 minutes. And from the first version to the one I just saw right now, I watched it, and then they were like, "Okay, what do you think?" And I was like, I love this, I love this, I love this, I love this. And they were sat there like, oh my God, this is everything that we worked on, like verbatim. Like the notes that I gave back, they were like, this is everything that we worked on. And I was like, it's so clear, even down to, they took her music as like underscoring.
Yeah.
And there's a moment in the documentary where she's talking about how her dad used to hit her with a stick. And there's home footage of her with a stick, like in the woods. And like the way that everything is done is just so fucking good. They honestly, I don't think people are ready.
So talented.
A stick in the woods, everybody.
The stick in the woods. Babe.
Here's the other thing too. I don't know. From 45 minutes to then compressing a story that, I mean, I think it could be a feature length, but
100%.
To take a 45-minute film and then have to cut it to 15, I don't know.
It's even hard for us to do that as a podcasters.
Well, you
how
know what?
Put all of those pieces together.
The main thing was,
it's editing, baby.
It is, but
it's a
so
skill.
much. You have to like say like what stays, what goes, how do we rearrange this, how do we keep the narrative, how do we keep the story authentic and
that's
real?
The thing is like you have to start with like what is the purpose of this,
right?
And for it, the purpose or where they were going with the film changed a lot. Like initially they were using it as a concept for a series where like every episode in the series would be featured like a different artist or a different point of focus, and they were just using that and then it sort of changed, and they were like, no, this like when the first time I watched it, I was like, this shouldn't be a concept for anything. That like her story is interesting enough.
It is.
Like
so is
she's so interesting, and like I'm just excited for it to come out, and I hope a lot of people see it.
I do too. It deserves.
Austin worked so hard on it. Stevie worked so hard on it.
He's so talented. Like I remember he came into my apartment when we were working on, I think it was this had already been, so Laguna opened up for Vincent in 2022, in the summer of 2022. And we put together a whole set list, and I did an intro. It's like a countdown. And I think we were playing it. And Austin
You're playing what?
The intro to the set list,
right?
And Austin came in with this I don't know what millimeter camera it was. I mean, cameras aren't my thing, but it was just this huge camera, and the footage from it is so visually stunning.
I wonder how much that camera costs.
So just even aesthetically, he's
the thing. You have to have money to be able to do any of these cool things.
Austin and I got together and created. I mean, we reimagined, for example, Hands as an acoustic version that's tailored to, at least it was tailored to the 45-minute cut. But he came over and he had his laptop, I had my laptop, and we were just sending each other stuff back and forth. But it's so not only conceptually beautiful and such a homage to David Brumfield and Laguna Blue, but it's also visually
so
Beautiful.
gorgeous.
And the
Okay, I'm gonna change subjects right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you guys a couple questions for our viewers.
Hi.
So, what is?
wait, I'm coming back. I just have to grab my coffee.
Okay, did you watch the Grammys?
Yeah, bits and pieces.
Okay, what was your favorite performance from the Grammys?
My favorite performance was Miley Cyrus.
Yeah.
I feel like Miley Cyrus doing Flowers and then like making it
The Bob Mackie.
in Bob Mackie. She was singing her own song in a Bob Mackie dress and then like giving fucking Tina Turner with the hair. I wasn't a huge fan of the way that the hair was executed. I thought it was.
I thought it was amazing.
I thought it was a great idea. I just thought that the stylist that styled the hair like could have done a better job.
What? I think it was amazing. Well, Robbie is a hair person, so I respect your opinion.
I have a little bit of a hair background.
Yeah,
but
Well,
like
yeah, you have a fucking locks of
Robbie knows how to do hair so well. He does my hair sometimes in like fierce
just the
braids
tease
and, like,
the
good
tease
shit.
job was just not it for me. Like you
Yeah.
get a drag queen to go up there and do her hair, and it would have been like
It would have been more.
you know, it would have been.
Yeah.
It looked a little.
Okay, who was your favorite performance?
Miley Cyrus, but I would also say, I mean, Joni Mitchell performed. And it's the
Oh my
first
gosh,
time.
Joni Mitchell
She
performed.
turned
She's
around
so
in that
old.
chair, I was like, oh my.
No, she's
I
so
know.
old and so fierce and such a hippie, and like just she like got handed the award at the end, and she was just kind of like thanks, I don't really give a fuck about this. Like
Right.
I lived such a hard life, and no, I just know that they said that she had like a really hard life.
Yeah.
And so it was. I thought her performance was so cool.
I loved Annie Lennox's performance in tribute to Sinead O'Connor singing Nothing Compares to You.
Yeah,
I
that was
thought
good.
that was, icon with iconic art. It's just...
I of course loved Billie Eilish's performance, and I
Billie
love
Eilish.
Miley Cyrus,
No.
but she just like her sitting on that chair, being so subtle, singing that amazing song, and like her brother playing so beautifully for her. I thought it was just really subtle and perfect, and I really do love her.
Yeah.
What did you guys think of Jay-Z's Kanye moment? Did you guys watch that?
Yeah, I saw that.
Well, I think it was pretty fierce, honestly. It was just like, I think that was cool. What do you think of Taylor Swift's albums?
Okay,
Of
so
her as a general artist.
I understand. I mean, I play devil's advocate, but I understand she's very polarizing. Like, people either love her or they're like,
I
not
don't
for
get
me.
it, yeah.
I don't get
Yeah.
it.
It's
Not for me. This
Well,
is
her music
you
is
know.
a little boring for me, but I think
Yeah.
her as a person and what she's doing and how she's like basically just running all the way to the top of the world is kind of fierce.
And
Good for her.
I also have a tremendous amount of respect for what was her manager's name? Scooter Braun. I believe it was Scooter Braun.
Wait, isn't that the one
manager.
that fucked her over?
Well, yeah. I think it was Scooter Braun.
Really? Let me look it up.
Look it up because I think it was Scooter Braun who basically she as a way to get around, because what happens is you own the master recordings and,
Right.
and both parties have to agree
Right.
for the master to be on anything. And so there was I believe it was a whole
Scooter Braun, good job.
Scooter Braun, yeah. I believe it was a whole meltdown with she was doing a film and he had her basically in an artistic chokehold and being like, no, I don't agree to, I don't agree for the master recordings to be on this. And she basically, I mean, what she did was say, okay, you want to play that game, I'll play another game. I own the publishing, so I'm going to go re-record
Re-recorded. Did you know this?
everything I have done, which
So
is
fierce.
such...
And it's Taylor's
It's-
version now, and it's amazing.
It
what she did.
is the amount of work that goes into
Oh my
that.
God, to re-record
To
everything.
re-record everything, whether or not you like Taylor Swift or not, that as
Is
a
amazing.
business move
Yeah.
is ballsy.
Yeah.
So mad respect. However, Taylor's version was not the one that won album of the year.
Oh no, really?
It was Midnight.
Stop it.
But wait,
That
that was
was
because it
album
came out
of the year.
before, right? It won it before.
Did it?
I think so because didn't it win and then everything happened and then she re-recorded, or what was the timeline like?
I'm not sure, but Midnight's is the one that won album of the year, and I'm
it
sorry.
wasn't her version.
No, and
Ah.
I'm sorry. I don't think Midnight's should have won. I don't. I have a ton of respect for her, but I don't think that album was album of the year. The Jay-Z moment, the Jay-Z moment, I found to be I understand the point. I understand the point he was making, and I do agree that the Recording Academy needs to really check the way that they're
putting songs into category, at least put them into the right categories.
Well, just reevaluate the system. And I understood his point. However, Beyonce has won 32 Grammys.
And never won album of the year.
Yeah, she won.
Never won album of the year.
Insane.
However,
which was a good point.
You have 32 Grammys, and the point that people are talking about is it is so often overlooked that people of color are, they're so overlooked for album of the year. I think the last one was Lauryn Hill. And take example,
the last person of color to win album of the year was Lauryn Hill.
I believe that's right. Yeah. Whoa. So I understood his point, and I think there is absolutely merit to it. However, I don't think he's the best spokesperson for it, because you look at his wife has won 32 Grammys.
Right.
And
do you think that she was pissed off that when he went up there and said that, because she was kind of just like deadpan?
I don't think she needs a man to speak for her, but I don't know if that was like an act of love or what, but I think maybe like
you see that he was
focus on your marriage vows.
Because he cheated on her, right?
And then she made an album about it.
Right.
So
focus on other
Lemonade.
things.
Here's the other thing too. Lemonade. I love Adele. Lemonade should have won album of the year.
Didn't Adele say that when she accepted the award?
Did. And when I saw that, I was shocked because I love Lemonade.
Me too.
Lemonade was fucking good. The visuals on that too.
Oh my god.
That should have won.
That absolutely should have won. But like, here's the other thing too. I'm a big fan of Lana Del Rey, also another, musical artist that people either love and like love to an insane amount, or they really don't get it and they just, want to jump off a building when they listen to her. Here's the thing though. I think there's an article in September that came out saying that Born to Die, her debut album, has spent over 500 weeks on the Billboard 200.
Wow.
She has been the most, I think, influential artist in this decade. The 2010s, certainly. That paved the way for artists like Lorde, Billie Eilish. Her numbers are great. Her streaming numbers are great. She has yet to win a single Grammy.
Really?
Never won.
She never won. And she had her bestie dragging her up on stage when Taylor Swift
What did
won.
you think about that, Taylor Swift? Because she was in the album. She was in the category.
She was. I thought it was very sweet. I don't think Taylor Swift has like malicious intent.
No, I think she's kind of an airhead.
No, but Lana Ray literally was telling Taylor Swift no.
Dion, she was like, thank you.
She didn't even pay attention to Celine Dion. I'm sorry, but how do you go up there and not say anything to Celine Dion?
I think it was one of those like, oh fuck moments.
Whatever. Everybody has weird oh fuck moments. I don't really want to trash talk Taylor Swift. I like her.
I do
I think
too.
she's fierce, and Lana Del Rey is also fierce. It's just so hard. Like, why are we doing this to our people though? Why are we comparing people? Why are we doing first place? Why are we giving awards? Like, let's just all music is good. Like, it's just toxic at the end of the day. The Grammys are fucking rigged.
I bring this back around
just like all award shows are.
I bring this back around to say that there are artists who have been incredibly influential in music and have not won a single Grammy. So for somebody whose spouse has won 32 Grammy Awards to say that, she hasn't won album of the year, I don't think he was the right spokesperson for that. I think if Tracy Chapman, who lost and didn't win album of the year, brought it up, I think I'd be like, oh, I think I would have, but to me, it just read as a bit insufferable.
So
I just like picture Beyonce, like in her multi-million-dollar Malibu mansion, staring longingly at her Grammy Awards as the sun sets behind her. And she slowly touches the awards, the gramophone, the golden gramophone, nicely polished. And Jay-Z is behind her and says, "Are you ready? You ready to go?" Because they have somewhere important to be. They do. And Beyonce says, "Yes, I'm just looking at my 32 Grammys." And he goes, "What are you thinking?" She goes, "I'm just sad. I never won the one I wanted."
Oh,
All right,
my.
let's go. Like, do you know what I mean? Like
That was
it's
the art. That was the monologue that I'm using at my next audition.
Because I think Jay-Z bringing up the topic, it just wasn't. I think it read the wrong way, and it read as a bit insufferable to me.
Well, sometimes you gotta stand up for your woman, and that's kind of fierce. I would love a man to do that for me,
Yeah,
but not cheat on me.
Sometimes you don't cheat on your woman.
Cheat on
I
me,
mean, woman. What do you think that when they went home, Beyonce was like, "What the fuck did you do up there?"
Well, they've already gotten into an elevator fight, so I don't think that necessarily happened.
Oh my god, that
Do you
remember when that went
happened?
viral?
That
Yeah.
What was the elevator fight again? I don't remember.
And the sister, something happened with the
Solange.
sister. Yeah.
Solange is so
Her music was amazing.
talented.
She's so talented.
I have been listening to her since probably 2014,
Yeah, she's
2015.
Where's her new album? We want that.
Right.
Oh,
Solange,
so
come out
talented.
with a new album.
So talented.
Yes.
Wait, you don't know Vincent? Vincent's fierce. You have to get into him. No, he's a gay artist. He was on. Wait, how did Vincent?
So talented.
He came up on
He was
The Voice?
Yeah, he was on The Voice, and I mean, he's done it all right.
Do you have any fun stories when you were in rehab? Like, did anything
Wait, are we
fun
recording?
happen?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There was so they'd keep you on detox, and that was called Level Red.
Level Red.
Yes.
What does
So
that mean,
so you
detox?
like detox means like you're getting everything out of your system and whatnot. Yeah, it's not very fun. But
Doesn't
once
sound
you
fun.
Yeah,
would
that
graduate,
sounds terrible.
yeah, you'd graduate to yellow, and then you would go to
Green.
green. How did you know that?
I just figured it's like a
Yeah.
stoplight.
Yeah,
red, yellow-
and then you would go.
Carson.
Well, wait. You're blue. You could go off site, and so there were two options that you could do: surfing or equine therapy. And they had a poster of both. Like they had like surfing. It was like this hot, muscular dude coming out of the ocean with a surfboard and like wavy hair. And it was taken in California, not Florida. And the other for equine therapy was like this handsome man, like stroking a stallion. Like it was very beautiful. And so when my therapist asked me which excursion I wanted to do,
You're like
I was
surfing.
about to say surfing, but everybody had just come back from surfing, all burned.
Ooh.
They were like shaking.
Wait, where was this?
This was at rehab.
No, where in the world?
Oh, in Florida.
Oh, okay.
And they were all shaking and burnt and severely dehydrated. So it didn't take me very long to say equine therapy. So they were like, great. You get to go. You get
Meditate
to go,
and be
not
spiritual.
even. No, you get to go like pet horses and like go visit.
You
horses.
would do that.
Probably, yeah.
So
I like surfing though. I'm kind of good at it.
Yeah, but when they don't give you sunscreen, they didn't give you anything. Anyway, so
That's weird. What were they trying to torture you with the sun?
well, you're already in rehab. It's already torture. So the day comes where we go to equine therapy, and everybody who went surfing was on the bus with me because they were like, "Fuck surfing. We're never doing this again. We're going to pet the horses." So we're on this bus, and it takes like an hour to get there. And I ask on the bus, I'm like, "So is this a farm?" And the driver goes, no. It's one of the locals. You know, it's in her backyard. And I was like, ugh, okay. So we stop for a smoke break. We get back on the bus, and you know we're going through this field. Like it looks like we're off the road. We're off the highway. This is like gravel, dirt, and so we pull up to this house with like a gated-in fence. And there are these different animals. And so like we get off the bus, and And I say point blank, where are the horses? And the woman goes, oh, they're right here. They were miniature fucking horses.
Oh, God.
They were tiny. So
how long was
ponies.
this drive?
This drive was like an hour.
To little
Yes,
tiny
and they
horses.
posted on the poster this
That
guy
it was
like
gonna be
a
a big
stallion,
grand horse.
like
Yeah.
a big. This is miniature horses. Like I had to bend down to even pet one. So
Well, you have to bend down for a lot of things. You're how tall are you? 6'5"?
Yeah, 6'5".
He's so tall.
So I mean, how long can you pet a fucking miniature horse? So I take like 15 minutes. I'm like, this is not therapeutic at all, but you know, here we go. So I'm like, well, you know, what other animals are there? And she goes, oh, well, we have a turkey. You can pet the turkey. I go, okay, show me the turkey. And it's a giant turkey. So I pet the turkey. I'm like, okay, now what? She goes, we also have a donkey. And I go, stop it. I go, where's the bus? So I get back on the bus and I'm talking to the bus driver and I'm like, how long is this excursion? She goes, 2 hours. I say, when did we arrive? And she says,
30 minutes ago.
30 minutes ago. And so I'm like, fuck me. So I'm on the bus getting air conditioning and like waiting for this nightmare
it's
to
fucking
end.
hot out.
Yeah, it's miserably hot out. And then the woman comes in and she goes, oh, it's time to feed the horses. And I go, like in a trough? And she goes, no. We feed them Gatorade.
Oh, what? Like a Gatorade drink?
Yes.
What?
So
That's what they drink?
me
That
and these
doesn't seem
horses
right.
have
I
not
don't
only
know
put
what place you were.
tranquilizer in our bodies, but we also drink Gatorade. So we go to feed these miniature
Since when?
horses some fucking Gatorade.
How do you feed them Gatorade? They
And
have to drink
they
out of it.
go nuts.
Oh.
Like they start attacking you, and you're like holding the bucket of Gatorade, and you're like, "Oh my god!"
I can't believe they drink Gatorade.
We all got back on the bus more stressed out and more wanting to use drugs than feeling like we had a therapeutic spiritual moment with these miniature horses that love Gatorade. So
That was
we're on the
interesting.
bus and we go back to rehab and it's just like surfing, equine therapy. I was like, I
don't want to do either.
I'm gonna pass for the next couple of weeks. I've petted enough miniature horses to last me a fucking lifetime.
You two broke bottoms. Love
Wait.
you.
Broke bottoms.
Thanks for coming and joining us on the Operation Room. Sing it with me. Oh yeah, because Carson can sing. The Operation Room. But give me a harmony. Thank you for watching another episode of The Operation. Wait. Let's start. The Operation. The Operation Room. Love you.